We're going to begin tonight with a warm-up activity. What would you take, teens, when you leave the house for wherever you go after your senior year, whether it's college or military or career? What do you want to take with you, if you could take anything? Now, the parents have their side of this too. What would they want you to take with you when you leave the house? And we're going to do this. All the teens at the table, if you would take 10 of one color and put it on the back of your paper like this. Now the other color goes to the parents. And after you get your 10 copies there, we're going to give you a chance to write down on each of the Post-it notes what's something that you would like to, teens, take with you. Now that could be anything, if you could. And parents, what would you want them to take with them if it's anything? All right? So, I'm going to give you a few minutes just to write those down. And by the way, teens, don't let your parents cheat and see what you're writing, because they'll do that, you know. You're going to have them guess a little bit later on. You're going to see if you can guess each other. So this is kind of like the old days when you don't want anyone to copy. So make it a secret, write those things down, and I'll be back with you in just a minute, give you the directions on how you try to guess what each other wrote. Okay, even if you haven't finished your list, now is your opportunity to guess. And the way this works is that if you would have kind of, I'm not sure if it's a line across your table or some way to mark the fact that if you guess what they wrote, they have got to give you the Post-it note from their paper. So you're trying to guess what your parents said, all right? And if you said, okay, you said take my dirty laundry or my dog or whatever. And if you guess right, then you take their Post-it note over onto your paper, onto your side. So go ahead and do that and see who can outguess the other one. Let's take a couple minutes for that. But you know what? I'd like us to do this as an entire table. All right. So if one teen guesses something, it's not just for his or her own parents, but it's for all the parents on the table. So then fork it over if they guessed correctly. And then take turns. Then a parent also guesses what a teen said they wanted to take. Thank you. Well, I'm interested to hear just a little bit of some of the responses you had at the table. What were some of the ones that surprised you? Who would share just a couple of ones that surprised you about your guesses, or you thought was kind of funny?
Well, pretty much what I had on my list was emotional things like love of family, desire to call your mom every Sunday. Well, and the kids pretty much had just material things. I mean, your cell phone, backpack, or didn't have backpack, but, you know, so that was kind of interesting. Yeah.
Somebody else surprise.
Well, none of the 3 kids at our table needed money. Didn't have that on their list, so we're in good shape there.
Yeah.
None of them even put their car. They weren't taking a car with them either. So, no money, no car.
No credit card.
Yes.
What's that?
We were in agreement on the Bible.
Ah, they agreed on the Bible. Kids were taking the Bible and the parents were encouraging them.
The parents didn't write down clothing, so probably.
Yeah, we're not even going to go there.
Lena put down things, again, emotional things. It was almost like the next level up, the assumption that all of the practical things were already taken care of. So what's really important to me? Since, you know, maybe mom and dad will think about what's really important for me so I can take. For example, we thought of nice, clean, useful, and fun clothes. And Lena had down things like her black cross, or the book Jesus Calling, or her pillow, which, you know, from a survival perspective, would work for certain circumstances, but maybe, you know, not for getting dressed in the morning.
I'd like to hear from 2 teens, at least 2 teens. What was something that kind of surprised you about this event?
My parents wrote down like some values and stuff, but my mom wrote down the stuff she doesn't like that I have at our house, like my mess and all my stuff on the floor and kind of the things she wants gone.